You say that in seeking the I, there is nothing to be seen. But because you are accustomed to identifying yourself with the body and sight with the eyes, therefore you say you do not see anything. What is there to be seen? Who is to see? How to see? There is only one consciousness which is manifesting as I thought, identifies with the body, projects itself through the eyes, and sees the objects around. The individual is limited in the waking state and expects to see something different. The evidence of their senses is for them the seal of truth. But they will not admit that the seer, the seen, and the seeing are all manifestations of the same consciousness, namely I. Contemplation helps one to overcome the illusion that the self must be visual. In truth, there is nothing visual. How do you feel the I now? Do you hold a mirror before you to know your own being? The awareness is the I. Realize it, and that is the truth. The perception of I is associated with a form, maybe the body, but there should be nothing associated with the pure self. The self is the unassociated, pure reality, in whose light the body and the ego shine. On stilling all thoughts, the pure consciousness remains. Just on waking from sleep and before becoming aware of the world, there is that pure I. Hold on to it, without sleeping, without falling into a trance, or without allowing thoughts to possess you. If that is held firm, it does not matter. Even if the world is seen, the seer remains unaffected by the phenomena. What is the ego? Inquire. The body is insentient and cannot say I. The self is pure consciousness and non-dual. It cannot say I. No one says I in sleep. What is the ego then? It is something intermediate between the inert body and the self. It has no place of standing, no foundation. If sought for, it vanishes like a ghost. At night, a person may imagine that there is a ghost by their side because of the play of shadows. If they look closely, they discover that the ghost is not there. But what they imagine to be a ghost is merely a post or a tree. If they do not look closely, the ghost may terrify them. All that is required is to look closely, and it vanishes. The ghost was never there. And also so with the ego. It is an intangible link between the body and the consciousness. It is not real. So long as one does not look closely at it, it continues to give trouble. But when one looks for it, it is found not to exist. Persist in the inquiry throughout your waking hours. That will be enough. If you keep on making the inquiry until you fall asleep, the inquiry will continue during sleep as well. Take up the inquiry again as soon as you wake up. Peace is your natural state. It is the mind that obstructs the natural state. If you do not experience peace, that means your inquiry has been made only in the mind. Investigate what the mind is, and it will disappear. There is no such thing as mind apart from thought. Nevertheless, because of the arising of thought, you assume that there is something from which it starts and term that the mind. But when you investigate to see what it is, you find that there is really no such thing as mind. When the mind has thus vanished, you realize eternal peace. Stillness of mind, which is blank and empty, does not mean salvation. Such a condition is termed temporary stillness of thought. This means concentration. Temporarily resting the movements of thoughts. As soon as this concentration ceases, thoughts, old and new, rush in as usual. And even if this lulling of the mind should last 1,000 years, it will never lead to a total destruction of thought, which is what is called liberation from birth and death. The practitioner must therefore be ever on the alert and inquire within as to who has this experience, who realizes its pleasantness. Without this inquiry, they will go into a trance or deep sleep. Due to the absence of a proper guide at this stage of spiritual practice, many have been deluded and fallen prey to a false sense of liberation. Seekers rarely understand the difference between temporary stilling of the mind and permanent destruction of thoughts. In the temporary stilling of the mind, there is a temporary subsistence of thought waves. And though this temporary stillness may last for 1,000 years, thoughts, which are thus temporarily stilled, rise up as soon as the concentration ceases. One must therefore watch one's spiritual progress carefully. One must not allow oneself to be overtaken by such spells of stillness of thought. The moment one experiences this, one must revive the consciousness and inquire within as to who it is that experiences this stillness. While not allowing any thoughts to intrude, one must not, at the same time, be overtaken by this deep sleep or self-hypnotism. Though this is a sign of progress towards the goal, yet it is also the point where the divergence between the road to liberation and Yoga Nidra, also known as this psychic sleep takes place. The easy way, the direct way, the shortest cut to salvation is the inquiry method. By such inquiry, you will drive the thought force deeper till it reaches its source and merges therein. It is then that you will have the response from within and find that you rest there, destroying all thoughts once and for all.